Man, I'm gonna put my wiener in a croissant more often. That's pretty good. In this episode, we hunt dinos.
So we're hunting dinos.
Yeah, we're looking for dinos. Watch monkeys do it. And hear how Kyde feels about candy bars.
So here's how I feel about candy bars.
Anniversary trip, second day. I have no idea what's going on. It's like 9:30-ish? 9:30, we've rode to a bakery. Eric has told me that today will be much like yesterday, which was kind of an intense day. I think it's going to be minus the pizza. We're only talking about the idea that we're going to ride about an hour and a half to do something and then ride an hour and a half back.
What she doesn't know is I found a pizza place that claims to be open but isn't. So, and the baked goods are apparently incredible based on a Google review. This guy said this is the best bakery he's ever been at.
Best one I've had in my life.
But to be honest with you, it kind of just seems like all the other, like, really, don't get me wrong, I'm not shooting fire, but like, there's a lot of bakeries like this in Japan. But what I noticed is some interesting takes on things. They're doing things that are a little more creative. They're putting a sausage inside of a croissant. You can't pass up a sausage inside of a croissant. So I've got myself a sausage inside of a
croissant.
It's a little expensive though. I could see though, if you haven't been to a bunch of Japanese bakeries, how you would walk in there and be like, this is the best bakery I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But to us, like, we've been to a lot of them, it's sort of like, yeah, this one's, you know, this is in the, it's like in the upper echelon. It's not bad. It's not like ratty.
My label for this one was, it's a little expensive.
Like Katie had mentioned, she doesn't know where we're going today, but I know where we're going. And it's about a 2-hour ride from where we're at. And it's not the most direct route. And the reason it's not the most direct route is because the most direct route is actually closed for the winter. And I was curious about it, and I looked at it, and it turns out that the part that's closed, which is near where we're going, is the highest road in Japan. So if that gives you an idea of what kind of mountains we're getting involved in.
I think I can describe where we're going, and the idea is up.
Yeah, basically we're going up. And I think it's going to be warm enough where we're going that there's not going to be this ice and snow on the road. I think that's all gone. I mean, where we're at right now, Scooty says it's 17. A sign said it was 14 a minute ago, so it's somewhere in there. That's definitely not snowy weather, but I don't know. I don't know how ridiculous up we're going to go, but it could fail. It could be a thing where we can get like 80% of the way there, and then we can't get the rest of the way there. I don't know. So we're going for a scoot. If we can get where we're going, it's going to be freaking cool. And if we can't get where we're going, it's still going to be kind of fun, I think.
I want a Snickers.
We could probably get you a Snickers. You want a Snickers?
Yeah.
They have Snickers here.
Yeah.
How bad do you want a Snickers? You want me to stop? Like,
Later Snickers. It's a later Snickers desire. And then I just sit here and think to myself, there's probably something better along this route than a Snickers thing. So
there's probably a Black Thunder sitting next to that Snickers, and that's better. We've been driving for a little over an hour and a half, and we have gone over a pretty windy mountain path, and then through way more villages and towns than I expected to be out here. There must be a larger city that we're nearby that all these people are connected to somehow.
Now we're in some sort of area where all the trees are inspired by Tim Burton.
Yeah, yeah, there's like all these orchards and stuff too. A lot of very different types of environments that we're going through, but I suspect this mountain range that's out in front of us is going to be something we're going to be climbing up pretty soon to some degree. That's kind of the feeling that I get. I think we're going into mountainy areas. And I think Katie still is in the dark about what we're doing. Have you not figured it out yet?
I haven't figured it out. And even there was a whole bunch of like signs at the last turn we made, and I was like, you need to avert your eyes. Because there might be some sort of information, so I just turned my eyes.
It wouldn't surprise me if you figure it out at some point, to be completely honest with you, because we're going to grab lunch first, and I don't know if the lunch place is going to be like, hey, this is the famous thing from the area, like all over the walls. You know how they do that?
I know that if kisses happen, some sort of bite will happen.
Yeah, it's possible.
That's the only thing that and I know that's really out of context because we had this conversation earlier, not being recorded, and so I know that kisses equal bites in the mountain. That's all I know right now.
Yeah, it's not going to be as gentle as the alpacas.
Okay, so you think you figured out what's going on? What's going on?
Some sort of monkey business. I saw some monkeys on a sign. They were taking a bath, and then there's this monkey on the telephone here. Did you even know about this monkey until I pointed him out right now?
No.
You need to watch your cell phone, pretty much. I have an attachment for my wrist for my cell phone. I don't know about yours. Boy, you were missing a wasabi game. You gotta get up on this.
It's really good. It's really strong.
It's really moist and just exciting. I'm in a situation where I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. We've come to a soba restaurant. I have never seen on a menu what I've ordered. This is a soba dumpling. So like instead of them making it into noodles, they have just plopped it into a bunch of hot water. Yeah, it's hot. So I think that you just take this hunk and you give it a dunk. It's softer than I thought it was going to be. Like dumplings that you have in America, the ones that I make for our chicken and dumplings, like they're kind of hard and I guess you can cook them longer or whatever. This is incredibly soft, like a little cloud. Flavor is not like a flavor. It's like kind of how dumplings are. Dumplings don't really have flavor. So there's not a whole lot of flavor in here, but there's a whole lot of dumpling. Like they called this a light meal. And I was like, all right, I thought it was gonna be like half of this. Sauce is just a soy sauce base. The same thing that you would have if you were having soba. And I think that soba is pretty much soy sauce. It might have some other additives that take away the edginess of soy sauce. Soy sauce is like hugely sodium based, but this is like a soft soy sauce. Put some onions in it, put the wasabi in, which I'm going full wasabi now that I've had my time with only half wasabi. And that's gonna be more of an adventure on the next bite.
I came in here and I got the off-menu item, apparently. This is not on the menu, I just saw it on Google. So I asked, like, do you have this off-menu thing? And she was like, we do. It's called Nabe Yaki Udon. So instead of a soba noodle, which has buckwheat in it, this is just a udon noodle, which does not. And it's a flat noodle, which is good. And they've put tempura inside of this hot pot, and it came out and it was boiling, so that's exciting. Looks like I've got some vegetables and some shrimp, and an egg is in there as well. And yeah, it's really, really good. The broth is really rich. Being out on the motorbike, it's been getting cold. So a big warm soup is kind of like what I'm in for. Let me jump into the shrimp to see how it's doing. Even though it might be a little hot, we'll give it a try. God, look at it, it's like steamy, baby.
Yeah, that's, wow.
That's gonna burn me, right? Might have to put that on the later base. Katie's like nodding. All the tempura is draining off. Let's see, okay. Yoda. God, yeah, this is like stellar. It's like really good, like mountain food in the winter. I'm happy I asked for the off-menu thing. I don't think she was ready for like the white dude to come in here and order off-menu. But we did it and it won. I've also got a little tray of some, like, we always say just pickled stuffs. It's like some sort of pickled stuffs. I honestly don't know what this is. It's just more of a texture than it is a flavor. And some cutie cucumber. Of note, the outside of this place has got a gang of tanukis, and it's a good sign. If you have a gang of tanukis, you're going to probably be fairly happy about what you eat inside. It's just something I've noticed over the years of being here. Just a little tip.
What's the outside of manju? Do you know what the outside is?
Sweet stuff.
Sweet stuff. All right. This is age manju. We're going to go through what that means. Manju is a sweets. Inside of a manju is usually sweet beans. The outer layer is usually like kind of a steamy or structured container. I don't know what it's made of. You get it for the sweet beanness. You don't think about the outside too much, but the outside's nice. This one is age manju. Age means that they've deep fried it back there. That's not usual. And it's on the menu for a restaurant. That's really unusual. So I'm gonna chop into this guy. It comes out warm. I don't know if manju's baked. Is manju baked? I have no idea.
It's steamed usually.
It's just a sweet treat that now has a warmth to it that you don't normally get when you purchase it in a convenience store.
This is
And
kind of like
a
when
crunchiness.
This is kind of like when America deep fries a stick of butter or whatever, a Snickers or something.
Yeah, it's exactly that. Ooh, it's fun and crunchy and nice. It's just fun.
The outside is almost like a tempura, actually. It's fun. It's really good. This place is doing some unique stuff. Before we leave, I'm out here hanging out with the gang. Katie comes out and she's like, "You found the secret tanuki? Apparently, if you come around the back door, there's a bonus tanuki." Okay, so we're in Nagano. We've been here before, but we've never actually investigated this snow monkey situation that they've got going on. And it is because it's kind of a super touristy thing. So it's kind of been like something I've always wanted to see, but not prioritized. That was a mistake. It's actually pretty amazing. The snow monkeys, if you're unaware, are these monkeys that live in this valley that gets a lot of snow in the winter, but we're at the tail end of it. So the snow is all basically gone.
I'm kind of happy about that because I think it could be really, really cold.
But it would be amazing looking.
Yeah.
However, it's still a bit chilly, and we are still seeing monkeys that are trying to avoid that chill by getting into the hot springs. This area is one of Japan's many hell valleys, and that is a geological area that has geysers and things like that. And they've got geysers here that are just blasting out constantly, and it's kind of like, okay, this is a big stream of geyser happening.
Yeah.
And they also have little pools where there's hot water going into them, and the monkeys are congregating in that area and doing crazy monkey stuff. I always thought this might kind of not be that much fun because it was like a super touristy thing, and it is. There's a lot of tourists here, but as soon as you start just watching monkeys, you can just avoid everything else that's going on around you of like the, you know, how international tourist places can be. You know what I'm saying?
Mostly the aim is the same for everyone, and there's quite a bit of wonderment about what's happening, that it doesn't seem to be such a touristy thing. It just is, wow, we're in this is really happening. Yeah, it's really happening. The monkeys are running around in all areas. There are places you aren't allowed to go, but the monkeys are allowed over there, and they're also allowed in the area that you are, and they're allowed to do whatever they want. They can fight, they can fuck.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but I think these monkeys fucking.
They can swim, they can do whatever they want to do, and we saw all of those while we were here. Very incredible that they just get to exist here and that they're completely fine with people just being around.
It's almost like to them, we don't even exist.
Yes.
Like it's almost like you're like running like parallel universes or something, and they can't see into our universe.
Yeah.
They just kind of are going around doing their thing, and we don't matter at all
Exactly.
to these monkeys. I don't quite understand how these monkeys are in a way where they're like trying to take things from people or whatever. Like, it's just not the personality of these monkeys. I mean, in India and stuff, we had monkeys like try to steal things off our motorbike and things. You know what I mean? Like these monkeys are not aggressive at all. They're just monkeying around doing their thing.
Slightly aggressive to each other.
Well, yeah. There's a lot of fighting going on between the actual monkeys. But yeah, this is like way better than I expected it to be. I, for some reason, thought it would be just like you pull up like in your car at a parking lot, and like everybody gets shuffled in with a bunch of buses or something like that. Like it's not at all like that. It's not quite that bad. There's like 1.6 kilometers of a walk that we had to take to get from where we had to park Scooty to where you get to see monkeys.
Yeah, and it was a relaxing walk, not hard, not up, not down, just straight. It was very muddy, which was interesting.
A little muddy.
Yeah. It's a cool experience from the start.
Probably to the end.
would you
We're going
say-
to find out. We haven't left yet.
Would you say that this is something people should try to come and do? Like, if they come to Japan, they have the means?
Scale of 1 to 10, I'm
Yeah.
going to give this a 7 to an 8.
Yeah,
I think the
I'm kind of in
monkey
the same area.
part of it is incredible. I don't know why it's not a 9 or a 10. I can't put my finger on it. There's something about it that's not a 9 or a 10.
I wonder if you came here and it was legitimately snowing and stuff, if you had the right gear and stuff, which bring the right gear.
Oh, they have rentals here, actually.
They do, but if you're my size, they don't have rentals.
Yeah, that's true.
So, like, just be prepared for that. But if you came here in the winter, the scene might be nuts. And I wonder if maybe if you came early in the morning, if you could avoid all the crowds, and that might help a little bit
True,
too.
yeah.
But regardless, it was totally worth coming, and it's something that we have been in Japan for like 13 years, and we haven't made it here yet. So I'm happy we finally made it. And now we're gonna maybe go have apple pie, and then we're probably gonna have a very cold ride home on the motorbike.
Yes.
Walking out of there, and I'm starting to think about, like, should you come here? I think if you came here on a weekend, it might be terrible. Like, there really weren't very many Japanese tourists here because it's like Tuesday right now. So those people aren't going to be here because they're at work or whatever. But if you came here on a weekend or a holiday, if you had all the foreigners that were there, plus a bunch of like domestic tourism going on, that could maybe not be okay. So if you do come here, aim for a weekday and try not to probably hit Golden Week. I'd assume that's pretty bad too. We've come to a little cafe called Eza, and Eza means monkey sitting, and we're sitting. I'm feeling a little monkey-like. And they have got apparently famous apple pie. So we've got an apple pie, and it comes in a couple of little triangles with some ice cream. And I also got a ginger ale that is hot, and it is divine. It is explosively ginger ale. I put some lemon in there too. To be completely honest with you, I think ginger ale is one of my favorite things. Like, I really dig it. And we have no way to really cut.
This fork broke.
This is the smaller fork. I think I'm just going to pick it up and eat it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
All right. 2 monkeys.
2 monkeys. I see potential, but it's not warm.
Yeah, it should be
It always
warm.
surprises me when it's not warm.
It's like a flaky pastry. I didn't get any apple. Did you get any apple?
No, not yet.
All right. I found apple. I'm going to get in.
And if you're going to pair it with ice cream, shouldn't it be warm? Is it warm?
It should be not. It being not. It's not like ice cold, but it is room temperature. And yeah, that's kind of a missed opportunity.
Hot apple pie is like...
We didn't order hot. We ordered apple pie, not hot apple pie. How was the ice cream?
It's not yesterday. That's for sure.
The problem is, I think we hit a high bar yesterday. It's fine though. It doesn't have like much personality. It's just kind of like ice. It's just cold stuff. And now all we have left is the cold ride home.
I'm not looking forward to that.
It wasn't a terribly frosty ride. I feel like yesterday was colder, but we were really beelining to get back. So we didn't do our usual kind of every hour to an hour and a half break. So by about hour 2, I started to just feel done. I did have enough capability to try and find us a restaurant to go to. Called it on the phone, made sure it was open, lady sounded legit. And we drive up. Eric sees a sign outside that says they're preparing. And we're like, how is that even possible? But we came inside. Little old lady. She's very straightforward. She just showed her arm to tell me to go and sit down. And then I was having trouble deciding between tonkatsu or shogayaki. Tonkatsu is like breaded, deep fried pork. Shogayaki is usually pork with onions and kind of like a sweet sauce, and shoga is in the sauce, which is ginger. She had explained that it has lots of vegetables, and now I'm realizing it does have lots of vegetables for the shogayaki. That's what I picked. But when I asked her, like, which one should I eat, she was like, I have narrowed down this menu over years upon years. They're all my suggested ones. She would not help me at all. So that was very funny. But I've ended up with the shogayaki. She said that it is tons of veggies, and it certainly is. This is mushrooms. It's called maitake. It's one of my favorite mushrooms in the world, and I have a pile of it right now. I've eaten a lot of shogayaki. This feels very different. I see the ginger in it, but there's something special about it. Like, more that it's veggies, because usually it's just pork and onions. So it's kind of weird to have that sauce on something other than that. Of note as well, there's a kiwi here that never happens on these like toshokan dishes. We've got soup, rice, pickles, other mushroom friends. This is an insane amount of food. And it looks really good. And I'm very tired.
Can I ask
So
you a
I'm
question?
gonna drown in this food.
What's a toshokan?
Toshokan. What is that? Oh, I called it. I said it was a library. Shokudo.
Teishoku, I think, is the word you're looking for.
Oh, did I call the food the library,
Toshokan,
or
yeah,
did
the
I
food,
call the
the food,
building?
the food.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, my bad.
I've ordered the karage, and it is the most extravagant looking karage set I've ever seen. Of note, this is looking kind of dark, and I'm wondering if it's a soy sauce based cooking instead of just like, you know, deep fried batter or whatever. Sorry about that. Some of the fat was like stuck. Jesus, it's really good. And also got kiwis and oranges and like daikons and this is nuts. This is a good find. You know, this is something random that Katie had Googled and found. Is the Scooty okay to scoot on? It's like
This is far from scooting.
it's
just
like
sitting.
Smurf. Like how you use the word Smurf for all the verbs.
Oh, yes, you do that. That's not... I'm glad you've acknowledged it now.
In the end, it rained a whole lot yesterday, which is the day we were supposed to go
All
home.
day long.
A huge storm just rolled over. So we ended up in this town of Saku for a day longer than we had anticipated, which was kind of fine. It wasn't a big deal.
I did work. You went streaming. We met up.
We
Got
built some
drunk at
Legos.
Saizerdia.
It worked out okay.
Yeah.
So we are going to be heading back here in a little bit and getting back to Tokyo. And today, I just want to say, that's not how I want to say that, but this weekend, that wasn't a weekend, our anniversary thing was fun. That's all I wanted to say. It was really cool. Alpacas, monkeys, adventure, scooting around on these windy roads and stuff. It's really fun up here. And so that was a good one for our 13th anniversary.
He likes me.
I do. She's pretty cool. Also, if you want to help us keep making videos like this that are super fun, you can help us out on Patreon. That's
Yeah, you can go over there. You can get like early glimpses into things, videos, early access. Is what I'm trying to say. Much like you, I can't get words out. But also there's the postcard club, which I love sending out postcards. And guess what? I bet you there's going to be an alpaca on one coming up soon.
or a monkey.
I was hoping for an alpaca. Yeah, your monkey pictures are really,
Yeah,
damn
I got
it.
a couple of good monkey pictures.
Maybe just 2 months.
So anyway,
2 months in a row.
that's how we keep everything funded, and we appreciate everybody helping us keep everything funded so we can keep doing this kind of stuff. We've also got the social media stuff. There's a whole bunch of links down below.
Yeah.
And the main thing we're pushing these days is Twitch. Like Katie mentioned, I was
Having
streaming.
a lot of fun streaming.
Yeah, I was streaming yesterday, and I don't know, we're thinking about maybe streaming the ride home today. I'm not sure yet if we're going to or not. So just like, that's where we're hanging out in real time, and it's fun to just get to talk to you guys and get to know you guys through Twitch in real time. It's fun. And I think that's it. So on to year 14.
We're already in it.
We're already in it. It's going pretty good.
Yeah.
There's a little epilogue. We've been driving through these incredibly amazing back road curvy things in Gunma getting back to Tokyo. And apparently there's a dinosaur footprint like way out in the middle of nowhere.
So we're hunting dinos.
Yeah, we're looking for dinos. So it turns out that 250 million years ago, the water level of the sea came up to above where we're at now, which is weird because it feels like we're way up in the mountains. But I guess, I mean, the ocean was higher, right? And during that time, this rock wall that was behind us was underwater. And I guess dinosaurs of some sort, we don't really know what kind, were like stomping around and leaving their footprints in this because it would have been a softer material at the time. These things that look like buttholes behind me, basically, those are apparently dinosaur footprints. And then a bunch of time passed, the waters went down, and apparently there was some sort of maybe an earthquake or something, like mudslides, that let this stuff come out. Like it was buried for a long time, and then at some point it like, ugh, and then they became there. So they were fossilized inside of this rock formation. And there's also an area down in this little stream that's running behind us that is an area that they're doing fossiling, like digging, like scientific stuff, exploration.
Archaeology, dude.
Archaeology, thank you. And they're like figuring things out and finding more like shellfish or whatever and stuff. So this place is like dinosaurally active. It's kind of interesting. Like we're like out in the middle of nowhere, but I mean, I guess like the dinosaurs weren't just chilling in the cities. So kind of makes sense, I guess. It could be anywhere.
You were done with that shot?
Finished? Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, you don't think Black Thunder is better than Snickers?
I think there are, so here's how I feel about candy bars. There's either like what one would classify as a good candy bar or just a candy bar that's trying to be a candy bar. And I think that Snickers and Black Thunder both qualify as candy bar. You might think that there's like Milky Way. I say that's a candy bar trying to be a candy bar, or like something trying to be a candy bar. It's not enough.
But they're both candy. What are you talking about? Black Thunder's amazing.
It's classified as candy bar, which means it's good. And
but you think Snickers might be better, I guess is the point.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Smokey's making me nervous. Mm-hmm.